Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sonali and I welcome you all to CSE Core Concepts in the series of Foundations of Compiler Construction. In this video, we are going to discuss one solved example for a LR0 parser. So in my previous video, we have seen what do we mean by a LR0 parser and how is it different from the top-down parsers. And of course, we have solved one more problem for LR0 parser. So let us continue the practice for one more grammar. So consider this grammar. The grammar says S is AA. A takes the form small a, capital A or B. So here we have three rules. This is the first rule. This is the second rule. And this is the third rule. Okay. So basically we have three rules over here. So as our LR0 says, we have to start with the augmented production. So augmented production means what? You have S dash. S dash is dot S. Now since there is a non-terminal after the dot, so you have to expand all the rules of S. So what is S? S is dot AA. Okay. Now since again you have a non-terminal after the dot, that is capital A, you have to expand this also. A takes the form dot AA and dot B. So these are the two rules for A, and this forms your first closure, that is closure I0. Now in the second level you have to start with each of them. So you have to expand. So let us get started with this one. So for S you get S dash is S and dot. So after dot here nothing is there. So we are going to stop here and this is our closure I1. So let's see for the second one, that is A. So here S will be A dot A, that is fine. Now after this dot again you have an A. So you have to explore all the rules of A over here. So A is dot AA and dot B. So this is your closure I2. Now for this grammar you have small a you are going through. So A is A dot A. Now since here again you have a non-terminal after the dot, you have to expand the rules of A, and for the fourth one, that is B dot, this is your closure I4. So since nothing is after this dot, so you don't have to expand anything. So as of now our closures I1 and I4 are complete, but we have to continue with solving this I2 and I3. Now for I2, if you are looking at the first rule, so the dot will move one position. So it will take the form of S of AA dot. That is your closure I5. Now nothing is there, so it is complete. Let us expand the second rule where we have for A. What we are going to do here, let's see. We are going to say A takes the form A dot A. Now since this after this dot A, again you have to expand this. Now have you seen something like this anywhere? Yes. You have seen it in I3. This is same A dot A, dot AA and dot B. So we need not write it again. Rather we can say that this will lead to your closure I3. Either you can go to I3 or you can simply write it like this. Now for this one, if you say A is B dot, so you will lead to closure I4, so you need not write it again. So this is going to continue, and so how many closures we got here? So let's go to the next one. So next one here, first one if I explore, it will lead to AA dot. This is my closure I6. But if I explore this one, it will again give me A is A dot A. And again I will have to explore for our A dot AA and so on. So this will again lead me to I3. Similarly, for this one, it will lead to A to B dot, that it will lead to our I4. So as of now, all of them are complete. I3 and I4 are repeated. Okay, I5, I6 all are complete. So let's go to the next stage, that is creating the parsing table. So we have 7 closures here, so which we have listed here on the side. And we have listed all the terminals, that is A, B dollar. And the go-to is the non-terminal. So here we have two go-tos, that is S and A. So we start with always the closure I0. So for closure I0, first is S. Where will S lead to your I1? So you are going to write here. Okay, let us see the non-terminals first. So let's say small a. Small a will lead you to I3. Small b will lead you to I4. So here we will write S3 and S4. For S, we will lead to I1. So for this non-terminal, we write only 1. Now for A, let's see what is about A. We will lead to I2. So we will write only 2. Similarly, you can check it for I1. So for I1, that was the augmented grammar which got completed. That is S dash is S dot. It got completed. So you will say it is an accept state. Now go to I2 state. Now in I2 state, I2 closure, you are exploring A leading to I5, which you will write simply 5. For small a, you will get S3. For small b, you will get S4. Similarly, for I3, for capital A, you will get 6. For small a, you will get 3. For small b, you will get 4. And so on, right? So let us write down. I hope you remember how do we calculate it. So S3, S4 and 5. Similarly, for I3 to A, we go by S3, S4 and 6 for capital A. Then for I4, I5 and I6. Let's see. I4 is a complete rule but not for the augmented one. So it is a rule. Which rule? I told you there are 3 rules. So this is the third rule. For I5, this is the first rule. This is rule 1. This is your rule 2. This is your rule 3, right? So in I4, you can write down rule R3 for all 3 of them. For I5, you can write down R1. And for I6, you can write down R2. So this is our 2D parsing table. And now let us parse a string. So our string is what? AABB. Let us do it. Okay, AABB. So take this stack. Now since actually this stack should be a vertical one, but because I don't have that much space, so I have written in this way. So first we are going to push into the stack the 0th one. That means that we start with the 0th closure. Who is my first element of the string? Small a. So from 0 to small a, whom will I go to? 3, S3. So we will write down 3, check with 0 and a, we write down a and 3. Now you have to, next string is, your string is what? A, B, B, right? So next element is A. So from A, who is the top of the stack? 3. So you check the closure 3 with A. That is again 3, right? S3. So you will write A, 3. Again, you are going to check the next element is B, right? So you will check B with 3. So B and closure I3 with B is S4. So S4, if you go to B and 4, you will write. Again from 4, you will check, now you can see here, check your, just a minute. You can see the next element is your next string B. That is fine. So now who is the top of the string? Stack 4. So let us check 4 and B, right? Closure I4 with small b. Closure I4 with small b is a rule R3 which you have to implement, right? Closure I4 with R3 is a rule which you have to implement. So what is that rule? Rule is A to B. Now how many elements are there on the right hand side? 1 element. So how many we will have to pop? 2 positions. So the first 2 positions we are popping. Now you will replace it with the name of the rule, that is your A. Now you check your A3. Okay. So check your closure 3 with the capital A. So what is closure I3 with capital A? It is 6. Right. So you will have to write down here 6. A and 6, right? Now next string is what? B, right? So you have to check 6 with B, right? So let's check 6 with B. Let us go the closure 6 with the non-terminal B says R2. So which is your rule R2? Your rule R2 was your A to small a capital A. How many elements are there? 2 elements. So double you have to pop out. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So all these has been popped out, right? And you are going to replace with the right hand side of left hand side of the rule, that is A. Now you check with the top of the stack, that is 3 and A. Now what does your 3 and A gives? Let's check here. Closure 3 with capital A gives again 6. Okay, so there is again a 6. So you are going to write down 6 over here, right? Now you check 6 with B. Since your string is again B now, you have not moved ahead, right? Because it was a reduce. It was not a shift. 2 times we got reduce. So 6 with B, again if you check, you will get again this rule, right? R2. So it is telling you again to reduce. Now if you reduce using this rule, 4 elements you will have to pop out. What are the 4 elements? 1, 2, then 3 and 4. 4 elements you have popped out, right? So now you have to check and you have to push the LHS of the rule. So what is the LHS of the rule? That is A, right? Now you have to check the top of the stack, that is 0 with your capital A. What is the 0 with the capital A? Let's see. Closure 0 on terminal A is 2. So you have to shift 2. So you have to place 2 over here, right? With A you are placing 2. Now you check closure 2B. Understood? You have to check 2B because string has not yet been pushed in. You are still reducing it. Now you check closure 2B. So you will get, it is 4. Shift 4. So you will push B and 4. Okay. Now you check 4. Now your string is over here. B has been pushed into the stack. So now you have a dollar. So now you have to check 4 and dollar, right? So let's check the closure 4 with dollar symbol. So what is your closure? I4. Yeah, we have I4 with the dollar symbol, that is R3. So it says you have to reduce the rule R3, right? R3. What is the rule R3? A to B. How many elements on RHS? 1. So pop out 2 elements, that is 4 and B. Replace it with the LHS of the rule A. And now who is the top of the stack? 2A. So if you check 2A, you are getting 5. You check with the parsing table, you will get 5. Now 5 and dollar. String is still dollar. So you check 5 and dollar, you will get the reduce S to SAA. Now how many elements on RHS? 2 elements. So pop out 4 elements. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 3 and 4. 4 elements have been popped out. Okay. Now you have to insert the LHS of the rule, that is S. S and 0 you have to check, right? You have to check S and 0. Let's go back and check S and 0. It is getting very, very interesting, right? So you check S and 0, 0th closure and S. Yeah, we are getting 1. So you can implement here. You can write down S is, here you will get 1, right? Now S and 1 if you check, you are getting what you have to check 1 and dollar, right? S and 1 you inserted, you have to check $1. $1 is giving you what? Accept. You can check here. Yeah, you can come over here and you can see your closure I with dollar is accept. So what does it mean? When you reach up to the 1 and dollar, that is the accept stage, means the string has been parsed successfully. Right? We have done it complete. So it is very, very interesting. Always it's not like that you shift and at the end you reduce. Here what we did? We have added 2 But then we came to reduce, right? 3 reduce, then 1 shift, then again 1 reduce. Understood? So this can happen. So sometimes you have to shift, sometimes you have to reduce. Now let's check out one example where we can say that it is not a LR0 grammar. See, of course, when you have multiple entries in the parsing table, it is not an LR0 as we did in LL1 phase, right? So let us check this grammar. E takes the form T plus E or T and T is ID. So you start with the augmented grammar. E dash is E dot, done. It is very simple, right? This is the grammar, right? You have written. Now since there is a dot, you have to explore all this. So this is your closure I0, right? This is your closure I0. Now you have expanded this. This is closure I1, finish. Now for T, when you are doing, so what you are doing, you are shifting this one dot on this side. So you are getting dot plus E. Now you have again another rule. When you are saying you are shifting this dot over T, right? So you can see this and this, both rules are same, right? Are doing the same thing, because this is also pushing dot over T. This is also pushing dot over T. Now what is the difference between these two? Here it is not complete, because again you will push the dot over plus, you will get some other closure. But if you see this one, this is over, this is complete. After dot you have nothing. Now when you will create the parsing table later on, okay, when you can finish it off, you will see you have some closures, you have the terminals. At this position, at the plus position, what will happen? First is that for this first rule, you will say plus, you are shifting to closure I3, right? Because of this rule, you are shifting to closure I3 with the implementation of plus. But again in the same rule, the second rule is getting complete. So it will take the form of rule, right? Here it is shift, here it is reduce. So shift and reduce both are there in the same cell. So that is why this is a wrong case or not a LR0 grammar. So in case there are multiple entries in any cell, the grammar is not LR0. Shift clash will not occur. Okay. Generally shift reduce or reduce clashes will occur. If there is an ambiguous grammar, then two rules will lead to the same terminal, which will be a reduce clash. So I hope you understood. You can also complete this and tell me in the comment section whether you could complete it and really you got this type of parsing table or not. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to CSE Core Concepts. We will be moving to semantic analysis in the next video. Thank you.